And it has come as a warning to all people. لِمَنْ شَاءَ مِنْكُمْ أَنْ يَتَقَدَّمْ. Whoever among you wants, they can take a step ahead. They can move forward. أَوْ يَتَأَخَّرُ, or they can stay back. That's your option, your choice. The morning has come, you want to embrace the light? Go ahead. You want to stay in the darkness? It's up to you. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ رَهِينَةٌ. Every single human being, every person, in accordance to whatever they have earned, are being held as collateral. A very heavy statement in the Quran. You know what collateral is? When you hold something from somebody, like a down payment, or so you went somewhere and you took some money and you don't have anything to give them, so as a guarantee you give them your watch or your ring or something else. Rahin. Allah says, whatever you've earned is being held from you, and you will be released in exchange with your deeds. Like your deeds are your collateral. You yourself are an asset, you will be released in exchange for your deeds. بِمَا كَسَبَتْ رَهِينَةٌ إِلَّا أَصْحَابَ الْيَمِينَ. Except the people of the right hand, meaning they won't have to be interrogated in that way. Allah will go easy on them. فِي جَنَّاتٍ. They're going to be in all kinds of gardens. يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. In all of those gardens, they'll be asking each other questions. عَنِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. They'll be asking questions about the criminals. Not لِلْمُجْرِمِينَ. يَتَسَاءَلُونَ لِلْمُجْرِمِينَ. No. يَتَسَاءَلُونَ عَنِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. They'll be asking about the criminals. And when they ask about the criminals, then Allah will allow them to talk to the criminals and talk some trash to them from Jannah and say, مَا سَلَكَكُمْ فِي سَقَرٍ. What landed you in Saqar? What got you into Saqar? Salaka yani adkhala. مَا أَدْخَلَكُمْ. What was it? They said, لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We weren't from the people who prayed. Surah Al-Muddaththir. What was the emphasis? Prayer. Sura Al-Muddaththir. What are we finding? We didn't pray. لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We weren't from those at all. This naku is, by the way, nakun. Yakunu. Nahnu nakunu. What's the lightest version of nakunu? Nakun. But even that noon can be removed, which is an essential noon, can be removed to lighten the verb even more. We weren't at all from people who prayed. I wasn't the prayer type. And this is the common English translation of this will be, we weren't the salat type. You know, there's salat types and there's non-salat types. And they'll tell you, no, that's not my thing. Do your thing. That's not my thing. I'm not into that sort of thing. That's exactly what they'll say in Judgment Day. Yeah, that wasn't my thing. لَمْ نَكُ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ. And we weren't to feed the poor, the helpless type. We weren't at all from that bunch of people. وَكُنَّا نَخُوضُ. However, we used to نَخُوضُ, hang out aimlessly. نَشْرَعُ فِي الْبَاطِلِ لَا نُبَالِ بِهِ. False activity. We were immersed in it all the time. We were spending time just chit-chatting and talking aimlessly. This is khawd. Khawd actually literally means to enter. But to enter into a conversation that has no point. So we used to just talk and chit-chat and shoot the breeze aimlessly with people who like to hang out. مَعَ الْخَائِضِينَ. With people who hang out. So, there are people whose lives, that's all it amounts to is they go to work and they live for the weekend. And what do they do on the weekend? They just hang out with people that just like hanging out. They'll sit hours and hours at a bar. Hours and hours they'll spend in movie theaters. Watch 3 movies at a time. They'll go to a club or a party and just sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours. Or play video games for hours and hours and hours. And now you can do, al-khawd ma'al kha'idin with headphones on with online games. You're talking trash with others. Just kunna nakhudu ma'al kha'id. This was our life. This is all we had. This was life. Bigger and bigger screens, thicker and thicker headphones. That's all it was. وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And by doing so, we used to consider the Day of Judgment a lie. To consider something a lie. To call something a lie. To deem something a lie. That's takdeeb too. We thought it was all a lie. Come on, who's worried about Judgment Day? حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينَ. Until the absolute conviction came up to us and hit us. What's the absolute conviction? Death itself. You can have iman, you cannot have iman. Yaqeen in the Quran is used for absolute conviction, meaning believing, seeing is believing. That's the word yaqeen. When you believe something, like you can see it, that's yaqeen. And that's why it's used for death. Because you could believe or not believe in the afterlife, there's no way you're not believing in death. That's yaqeen. That's all around you. فَمَا تَنْفَعُهُمْ شَفَاعَةُ الشَّافِعِينَ. Then the intercession and the pleading of those who make pleading arguments are not going to benefit them at all. Anybody who can do shafa'ah won't be able to help them. It won't matter if you say, I'm from the family of the Prophet ﷺ. You know, people say they're from the family of the Prophet ﷺ, and that makes them special. Abu Lahab was from the family of the Prophet ﷺ. It won't work. That's my nephew though. It's my nephew, Abu Talib. I loved him. I supported him. Can he at least make a case for me? فَمَا تَنْفَعُهُمْ شَفَاعَةُ الشَّافِعِينَ فَمَا لَهُمْ. Then what is wrong with them? مَا لَهُمْ. What is wrong with them? عَنِ التَّذْكِرَةِ مُعْرِضِينَ. From the ultimate reminder, they choose to deliberately ignore it. They just deliberately overlook it. كَأَنَّهُمْ حُمُرٌ مُسْتَنْفِرَةٌ. It's like they're donkeys that are running off. You know, شَدِيدَةُ النَّفَارِ. وَحْشِيَّةٌ شَدِيدَةُ النَّفَارِ. You know, you ever see PBS documentaries? Lions approaching a pack of like zebras. And he's like leaning down. شَدِيدَةُ النُّفُورِ, yeah. Nafar it says in the book, but anyway, Nufur. I'll take you. You're a better dictionary. So he's leading down, and then the zebras are chilling. One zebra sees him. And he dashes. And the others don't have to see him. When they see one run, all of them are like, get out of here! And they're all just like running as fast as they can. Allah says this is how they treat revelation. One of them hears the Prophet's coming. Oh, he's coming. Oh God, it's going to start again. He makes a run, everybody runs. كَأَنَّهُمْ حُمُرٌ مُسْتَنْفِرَةٌ. Like they're running away from mustanfira, or running away in this wild way. فَرَّتْ مِنْ قَصْوَرَةٍ. These animals, these humur, these donkeys that run away from the lion, from a lion. So who's being called the lion? The Prophet ﷺ.